we are, it's Next with Char, and today I'm interviewing Emily Nicoll, who is the Managing Director at Transwestern, a commercial real estate firm. I've known Emily for a long time, probably since the beginning of her commercial real estate career, and now she is in management, which is such a great fit for her. So I'm excited for you to hear what she has to say about her new position and the challenges she faces with it, and all the things that she's doing that are new and innovative.
Remember, I'm not in the broker role anymore, but
okay,
for 20 years at CB, that's what I did.
Okay.
And I partnered with Mark and done most of their portfolio work. So had helped him move from 100 Washington into Capella Tower, and then just helped him again, most recently, moving within Capella Tower. So decided to stay, but just relocate up into a higher floor.
Right.
So I was their agent, their partner in all of that, got to know Mark pretty well. And then now I'm obviously out of that side of the business just because we don't believe in the player-coach model at Transwestern. So I've shifted kind of definitively from that player-broker side to coaching a whole bunch of brokers now.
Oh, really?
That's the whole point of my move, was to get out of the transaction space and into a leadership role.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think, one of the things that I thought we're going to start talking, and I'm not going to remember anything I was going to ask. So I am involved with this group called Wired Up, and I've done this before I was with them, but I keep hearing from women how difficult it is to be in the commercial real estate arena. And I thought, yeah, but there are women who are making this work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, let me talk to Emily and ask her, here's the things I really want to know. How did you decide to get into the field? And once you were inside the field, what were the challenges of being a broker?
Mm-hmm.
And how have you transitioned to what you are doing now?
Okay. Those were a few questions. Let me go to the first one, I think,
Yeah.
that you asked, how I got into the industry. I love telling this story because I think there are a lot of folks now, especially as I'm looking at individuals who are applying for a job or even our intern program, there's a lot of talent coming into the industry that have specific degrees in real estate, are very much aiming at the industry, know what they want to do within it, and are charting that course. I was not like that at all. This is a happy accident, completely by chance. I have a creative writing and theology double major. And I like to tell that story because I don't think you have to have a degree in a degree in real estate to get into commercial real estate. But the skill sets that I draw on every single day are served well by those two degrees. On the creative writing side, particularly, just that ability to coach someone through a process, strong communication skills, both written and verbal, helping clients make a pretty transparent decision. So there's a lot of angst around that. There are big dollar signs behind some of the decisions that I've helped navigate in my career. So I feel like the creative writing degree is something I tap into every day. And then on theology, I think there's a innate curiosity I have and a drive to understand what connects us and why we believe what we believe, and just that's more of the human psychology component of it. But also that serves us well when we're in a client-facing industry.
Oh,
and as well,
absolutely.
now that I'm in this leadership chair at Transwestern, I'm building a team. I'm understanding different skill sets, how they can mesh together, how we all kind of keep ourselves motivated and aiming at the same thing. So, but it was an accident. I graduated college, had student loan debt to pay off, intended to go into publishing. That was really my goal. I thought I was going to be an editor and live in New York City. and I took this job at CBRE that had marketing in the title, and I'm like embarrassed to say this to anybody who has a marketing degree. I'm sorry, but in my mind I was like, well, anybody can do that, and I need a job, and it kept me here where my now husband but boyfriend at the time was from. And so I didn't have plans to stay in Minnesota. I was just kind of here to, again, start working off student loan debt and get some experience under my belt. you know, be with this cute boy that I followed from college. And so,
There's a good reason.
yeah, and you know, here you are, you know, 21 years later, almost 22 years later. Yeah, so I think I like to tell that story because there's an open-mindedness that I want to make sure we never lose. And I used that when I was making the decision to transition from brokerage, 20 years at CBRE, largest publicly traded commercial real estate services firm in the world, to jump into what felt like a big unknown, not only with a different role, you know, going into the managing director role here, but you know, it's a privately held national firm, and it just had a completely different feel to it. And so I reminded myself, like, open-minded, anybody can do this, you know, just like trust yourself, you're a cat, you're gonna land on your feet. And so I just, again, like, you know, as we get older and we maybe become a little bit more risk averse, and I'll thread that into the next part of your question, because I think there's a misunderstanding, I think it is, that women aren't as, you know, women are risk averse, and that's why we don't have as many women in the commercial real estate field. And I say that's bananas. I mean, we deal with risk every single day. And I haven't found that to be true. In fact, I've challenged myself to continue to take risks. I don't want to lose that muscle. So I personally have not focused on my gender. And I get the question a lot, and I respect it. And I do acknowledge just the demographics are what they are. We don't have as many women in this field as we do men, particularly in the broker role. But we're an industry that we are client facing, and we need to be selected for reasons that go beyond just, you know, what our company business card says and what our skill sets are. We are in a people business, and we need to resonate and relate to the people that we're serving. And our clients want to connect with us in that way. So I don't really focus on it as a, what do you have to do as a woman in this business? It's, what do you have to do as a human being to connect with people in